If the hills could talk, what would they say? Well, here at Acton Lake in southwestern Ohio, they don't have to. For over 3 decades, scientists have been collecting environmental data at this lake. Their investigations have led to a series of surprising discoveries and raised interesting new questions. Today, we're here with scientists from Miami University to find out more about their project as it enters an exciting new chapter. Hi, I'm Stephanie Andrews, climate scientist, ocean adventurer, and systems specialist at NexSens. This is Acton Lake, a small hypereutrophic reservoir in Ohio. It has an area of around 600 acres and a maximum depth of just 26 feet. On a day like today, you can clearly see the high sediment load, and historically, Acton has had major problems with sediment being washed into the lake from nearby farmland and filling the lake up. In 1992, the United States Department of Agriculture developed a new watershed management plan for Acton Lake. This incentivized something called conservation tilling, which is basically lowering the frequency and intensity of tilling agricultural land. And this is where Miami University got involved. In the decade after conservation tillage was first implemented at Acton Lake, researchers began to notice a change in the environment, like a decrease in sediment and phosphorus concentration. This was too good an opportunity for researchers to miss, and it kick-started what is now a 30-year running long-term monitoring program. I'm meeting Lesley Knoll, Assistant Professor of Biology at Miami University, to find out more about research on the lake.
The research really started in the early 1990s, led by Mike Vanny, and he put together a really holistic lake sampling program for Acton. So we've been measuring what's coming in from the 3 main streams, so like nutrients and sediments, but then also during the summer, what's happening in the lake itself. It seems like some of the most interesting things were topics we weren't even expecting to explore.
The first NexSens buoy was deployed on the lake around 2010.
With a fully customizable payload that's evolved to meet the team's needs, it's provided valuable real-time insights into the environment at Acton Lake. So, what sensors have been used on the buoy?
It's been configured differently over the years. Sometimes there's more sensors and sometimes there's less, but consistently we always have a thermistor chain, so temperature every half meter or meter, as well as oxygen sensors. And so some of the other components we sometimes have measures like how much chlorophyll's there or the conductivity, pH, those are all pretty common.
Now, supported by the NexSens team, the Miami scientists are deploying a new NexSens XB200 buoy to replace their existing CB450.
The latest in the NexSens fleet, the XB200 is the ideal limnology buoy. With 200 pounds of buoyancy, but still small enough to be portable, it seamlessly integrates with environmental monitoring sensors to provide real-time data.
In many salt and freshwater environments, buoys provide ideal deployment platforms for sensors. How have buoys changed research and understanding at Acton Lake?
What's really cool about buoys in general and what we've gotten from Acton is we can look at things like the effect of a storm event because those can be really short-lived. And so by having sensors out there, you can capture changes that happen over a matter of days. So it's a lot easier to see these short-term changes that can be quite impactful when you have data, say, every hour.
At Acton, buoys are just one way the Miami scientists are learning more about the lake. They also make use of a weather station connected to a NexSens X3 data logger, so measurements can be viewed in real time. I spoke to Amy Weber, research associate at Miami University, and asked her how buoys fit with a multifaceted monitoring approach.
So a lot of it is someone's coming out and doing grabs, or we have samplers set up that will do the grabs for us. And we also utilize sensors, and then we have a buoy system that we set out during the summer.
I spoke to Alex Brose, an MS student at Miami, to find out more about her research on algal communities and ask her what insights she hopes the buoy will contribute to her work.
Looking into reservoirs and lakes specifically, algae are key players and they provide a lot of the energy and the food sources for things like zooplankton, which feed fish. I think the data from the buoy may help add robustness to my data, especially when looking at things like water column and like overall lake dynamics. Things like thermal stratification, that can affect where algae are in the water column, as well as give an idea of like those environmental variables affecting the algae within the water column. So it might give me an idea of when a storm event comes in, if dissolved oxygen is affected, or if we have a mixing event where essentially the water column becomes homogenized.
The deployment of the NexSens buoy today marks the beginning of a new chapter in the long-term monitoring program at Acton Lake. It's an exciting moment, and now it's in the water, this is where the real work begins. Back to the Miami team. What are you most looking forward to about the new buoy?
I mean, I'm really excited about it because it just adds another level to my project, and I'm really excited to take a look at higher frequency data because, I mean, even every day, that's pretty uncommon for limnology, but on top of that, like going either minute by minute or hour.
So it's great to have, you know, something we're going to rely on. Times when we can't come out, it's still collecting. It's just great to have that much resolution and that much data to then go back and think about what does this mean and what can we do with this.
We can relate to what's happening back on the land or what's happening kind of in a larger framework with, say, precipitation patterns. So we're kind of able to address questions that, you know, are relevant not only like here, but similar things are happening in other locations around the world.
Research methods at Acton Lake have changed alongside the environment over the last 30 years. With applications for scientists, students, and beyond, we can be sure that the deployment of this new NexSens buoy will give us a more detailed understanding of the lake and its surrounding environment, both human and physical, for decades to come.
Visit nexsens.com for more information. NexSens. Better data. It's never been easier.